In the previous video, we had a look at our scheduling screen and we saw how we could allocate staff to existing shifts. In this video, we're going to have a closer look at how we create and use these shifts. In Schedulie, we use the concept of shift templates, which are effectively predefined shifts with some default settings that we can use or use variants of these within our scheduling screen. If we go to the shift screen, we'll see where the templates we already had set up are. We're going to add a new one. We'll just call this weekend shift. When that's created, we click on it and we go into it, and we'll see that it has a default start and end time. We can edit this. So for instance, we'll just change it from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock for the weekend shift, and we save it. And we can also then see that we have another number of options here, like we can determine which particular staff are preferred for this shift or which of the users of our system can see or edit this shift. But again, we'll come to that in a later video. Now, if we go into the scheduler screen, we can see how we can use this template. If we go to add a shift and select the drop down, we can see indeed there is the weekend shift that we just created. By default, this comes in as a once-off shift, but let's select that it occurs on multiple days, and we can see the days that it is occurring on. And in this particular case, we'll just set it as Monday to Friday. We also have a start and end date. So we'll set the start date for tomorrow, and we'll leave the end date blank. And what effectively this means, it's an infinite shift. It goes on forever, so you can go to any date in the future and allocate staff to it. And we see the start and end times. And again, if you wanted to, we could change these here. So we'll just add that shift. And now we can see where the shift is on our scheduler. And like before, we can add our staff to that shift. If we look at that shift when it's been added, we can now see that there are also advanced options. So for the days that we created this shift for, we can actually go into those specific days and set different settings for it. So for instance, I could say on the Wednesday that the shift doesn't end until 4:30. I can also pre-select my staff for that shift, which means that instead of having to constantly add your staff to the shift, you can just go through these settings here and set it up initially, and all the staff are automatically allocated. So that's really handy and a great time saver. So join us in the next video, and we will actually have a look at how we create the staff for your system, and we'll also have a look at what settings we can use for them.